Republic of Liberia. He's the only one who has the authority to handle it. So initially, I talk about the president or our vice president of international affairs. Brother Kwadi Sankara Mo. The only man who preside over the diplomatic arm of the national student movement. And then, before going further, I cannot introduce myself because I think the president myself is already in that country. I'm the deputy secretary for president with James Washington. So I go to the most senior man in the hall, the president of the 5th post-war National Executive Committee of the Liberian National Students Union.
Wait. The most powerful man, LINSU, The Papa Watama, LINSU, Sayo. You mean the Sheikh Ali of LINSU, Yo. I know I stay with you.
So, President Mohammed Gandhi Kamara is not only the most powerful man in the rank and file of the student community in the Republic of Liberia, but he is very influential on the African continent. In fact, as a matter of fact, this is the president that produced the president of all African Students Union. So, if you cannot cherish anything, for the first time in the history of the Republic of Liberia, that this country produced a single president to preside over all students in Africa, it was under the stewardship of President Mohammed Gandhi Kamara. Yo. So beginning today, we now call on militants to begin to put together their farewell for the president. Because as he said a few days ago on social media, he was about to say goodbye to the student community and we transition into the larger society. So I said to the president in a text, I said the emotion that I have, the feeling that I have when I think about the days back and look at today, and I mean, when I understand the challenges and the achievement over time, I feel that I'm obligated. So now for me, I've already started writing. I only need a president to turn the power to another person, and I'll release what I've written for him in honor of his heroic memory. And let's say, waste most of the time. We want to, this is a formal program, so you come here, you got to be able to pass through some channel. We call on our Deputy Secretary of Administration, the man who is our administrative affairs of the institution, to come and provide you a welcome remark as we begin the process. Yo.
So, folks, that is the
Good afternoon,
full expression of the National Students Union.
We want to say to you all here, before I proceed with the task being called to perform, let me recognize the president of the Student Council Government of Smart Institute University, Comrade Aaron. Here you have our distinct recognition from the National Executive Committee. We say you are highly recognized in all other university president or in extension. But the fact that we've been recorded, so we know that some of our colleagues will be following their life. So we say our due recognition to all National Administrative Council members and all Executive Committee members that are in extension. Following on behalf of the National Executive Committee, the National Administrative Council, and General Congress of the Liberia National Student Union, we want to say you are wholeheartedly welcome to you, our partner, the press, to the student body of the Republic of Liberia. Today, you're going to be witnessing a full release of our activities towards the 6th post-war Congress of the Liberia National Student Union. Will produce new members of the National Executive Committee to partner with some members of the National Administrative Council. And today's engagement is going to be very, elaborate, like you are seeing, following by the official program format. And like you were told that the chief administrator is here, who is directly under our supervision to be making sure that members of the press and other officials in contact with the Bureau of Press to go home joyfully. So today's occasion we introduce to you itineraries and other procedures ranging to where we will go, how we end with this process, in the elections of the 6th Post-War National Executive Committee. So I want to say in conclusion, for and on behalf of the Liberia National Student Union, you are wholeheartedly welcome, feel free, be at home, into our network, and let's move forward. Amanda, where to Luther is going to continue.
So thank you very much. Our Deputy Secretary of Administration has already started, and I want to kick off. I intentionally did not introduce the members of the Congress Preparatory Committee because I think I do not have the authority to do. The only person who has the authority to do is our president, and because he has the overwhelming authority to inform the people of Liberia about who he has appointed into certain capacity, and that the National Administrative Council has already confirmed. So at this time, I want to reduce my height and call all military to example, and I want to call on all press. You know, the media has a tendency of saying I only came here to capture the most significant part. So I beg you, this is the most significant part now. The president of the Liberia National Students Union, His Excellency.
So folks, welcome to DNS Liberia. We are live here at the premises of the National Students Union around 16th Street. The president, Mohamed Gandhi, is expected to address the press in relation to the 6th World Post Congress as to when the students' election will be held, what the criteria that will be set up for the post-war Congress of the Liberia National Students Union. The evidence set turn over the students ending. Army Rahas at Yimpan. We are here to bring the language. Keep following. Keep following DNS Liberia.
Congress, members of the National Executive Committee here present, and those in extension, members of the Congress Preparatory Committee, members of the Fourth Estate, distinguished colleagues. Today we are converged here for two reasons. One, to give you the state of affairs of the Liberia National Students Union. Two, to speak to you about the confluence of students at the headquarters of the National Student Movement on May 25th, 2024. So on May 25th, 2024, in accordance with Article 7, Section 2 of the Constitution of the Liberia National Students Union, which gives the president of the student movement to appoint a three-man committee to serve the Congress Preparatory Committee of the National Student Movement. The president nominated three persons from a Jiroji Dan, the former president of Smart Institute and former Deputy Secretary for Administration, as chairperson of the CPC. I also nominated Comrade Butu Fan Lever.
Lonely. Chairman Emeritus, lonely.
I also nominated Comrade Butu Fan Lever, the man who headed the Politburo during my generation, as chairperson of the Student Education Party. Is also a former NSC member during the NSC meeting in Sanikwele, Nima County. I also nominated Brother Aliyu Sakor, the former president of KUSU, the Continental University Students Union, as Secretary General of the committee. On our fateful day, on the 25th of May 2024, these three names were approved by the NAC to take us to Congress. The National Administrative Council also mandated the committee to conduct the elections of various positions within the National Executive Committee within 90 days, pending the provision of funds for national government. The NSC also said that the CPC shall provide regular update to the President in keeping with the Constitution of LINSU on the progress and preparation and any other challenge or challenges encountered during this time. The Congress Preparatory Committee was also mandated to conduct county elections before the conduct of the national elections. The NSC also mandated the CPC to conduct the national elections, like I previously said, in the time frame of not more than 90 days. So if you do your math well, you will understand that from May 25th to August 25th constitute 90 days. So having said that, like I said previously, we are here for two things, and one of them was to introduce to you the CPC and also convey the information of the NSC for the May 25th sitting at the headquarters of the Liberia National Students Union. Lastly, I would also like to talk about the state of affairs of LINSU as we move forward. So when I took over in 2018, September, the budget of the National Student Movement was around 43,000 United States dollars. In 2020, 2021, this budget was reduced because, according to the then status quo, because of COVID, this budget was reduced to 25,000, and later to some 70,000, and later subsequently to 200,000. But then in 2023, we still had the same amount in the budget. But after the ascendancy of this current president, Honorable Joseph Boakai, this budget of the National Student Movement was reduced to an insignificant amount, if you like to say, if in the testimony amount, to 49,000. And then what we did, we engaged key stakeholders within the executive. We engaged the speaker of the, is it 54th or 55th National Legislature for an increment, but to reinstate what we had in the budget then. And then the speaker gave us his word that if they cannot increase the amount more than 200,000, but the amount 200,000 will be restored. According to our Bureau of Security, Intelligence, Surveillance, and Counterinsurgency, we have been informed that our amount was augmented to 101,000 from the legislature to the executive. Upon the arrival of the budget to the Ministry of Finance, elements within the regime said, no, but LINSU is now a significant institution. LINSU does not deserve the amount they are requesting for. So that amount was also reduced again to 49,000. We also like to inform you that the Liberia National Students Union is currently receiving the least among the statutory youth student organizations in Liberia. And we do not see this as a child play. This is a very clear attack on the student movement. I will say to you, in the grand tapestry of life, the foundation of trust cannot be built on words alone. and these have been established within the corners of history. We are aware of those who are falsely interpreting the actions of the National Student Movement over the years. Those people, we want to say to them that they lack the historical, the revolutionary competence to interpret our history. We also like to use this medium to say to the President of the Republic of Liberia, Mr. Boakai, if you like, Ambassador Boakai or His Excellency Boakai, that a leader who doesn't know how to handle the complexities around him will be crumbled by the burden of his responsibilities. This selective indifference of the government of Liberia to treat the Liberian National Student Union in such a manner. We are saying to our militants that there is dark day ahead of all of us.
Yo, there's a dark day ahead. Yo, reactionary tendency, shaking battery. So, person remain robust. Yo. Without boost, fasting the student movement, fasting the people of Liberia. Yo.
So,
future declaration of war.
we also like to inform you that since 2024, the National Student Movement has not received a penny from national government. As we speak, the NAC held here in May was not through the support of national government. We requested to the government of Liberia to give us some amount from our national budget for National Congress, but not a penny have been provided. So to our journalists, I hope that your expectation will be minimized. We hope you manage your expectations because we have not received a penny from national government since this year, since 2024. So, like I said, to the militants and cadres of the student movement, because we are about to leave, the burden is yours. We are aware that there have been a Rubicon decision. For some of you who read about Julius Caesar, a Rubicon decision is a decision that when it is made, there's no turning back. So when Julius Caesar took his militants to the Rubicon, a river in the northern part of Rome, he said to a man, Aria Ata Es, which means there's no turning back. And then they engaged the Roman army and they defeated them. But in this case, we have elements within the government of Liberia who have made a Rubicon decision not to work with us. But we are determined to transition. Whether they provide our funds or not, we are determined. We reach out to our allies. We think it is time for us to exit the corridors of student leadership. Lastly, I also want to say to you, comrades, that the battle ahead is not as you think. It's beyond your imagination. LINSU is the ODS statutory youth or student organization in this country. When we established in 1952, the Federation of Liberian Youth, the Mano River Union Youth Parliament, the YMCA, and all the other groups were not around. So for you to take over and say that LINSU will receive the least of support from national government, we see that as an affront to us. And from today, I want to say to you, until our 90th day term expires, we will not attend any official program called by the Ministry of Youth and Sports.
Mana, Zayo is a policy statement for the president. Zayo.
Until these issues are resolved, we can say to you that the Liberia National Student Union will not attend an official program called or organized by the Ministry of Youth and Sports, because we see the behavior of the government of Liberia to the student movement or against the student movement as a very clear attack on us. They try to strangulate us. You can imagine from 200,000 to 49,000. Again, you requested for resources to conduct elections. The government says that they don't have money. They can allot 12,000. 12,000, you go in the building of Ministry of Finance, you cannot find an allotment sheet to process your payment. It means that they want to see crisis within LINSU. They want to see crisis within FLA. They want to see crisis within all of the Bureau Youth and Student organizations. And I think it will play well for them.
Holding on the student allotment.
So lastly, before I take my seat, comrades, I'd like to encourage all of you to remain courageous than before. And like I previously said, we have dark days ahead of us because we have elements within key positions who do not want to work with us. So let me leave you with this. You know, I'm a follower of Stoicism. According to our teacher and leader, Epictetus, he said, the greater the difficulties, the more glorious in surmounting it. Epictetus was one of the very good students of Zeno of Acitium, the father of Stoicism. He said, no matter the difficulties which we engage, and as students, I believe that we always not have the star poles on our side, but our ability to engage and to be honest with each other, we can make progress. So before I take my seat, I think this is not the duty of the MC. I nominated the members of the CPC, then called the chairperson of the CPC to convey to you the timetable, the requirements for contesting for various positions, and also the various dates for county elections and general congress. So I'd like to call on stage the former president of SMART Institute. I see the president of SMART here. The former Deputy Secretary for Administration, the position Boakai is currently handling. I hope in the future he can be chairperson of CPC. He also served as acting president. I think for 2 days. 6 months. 6 months. With the time increase. Okay, 6 months. So
folks, the president of the Liberia Students Union spoke on cardinal issue that the students' community is confronted with. Some of these issues that they spoke about the distortion of the income of the budget of the Liberia National Students Union from 200,000 to 40,000 USD as a national budget allotment. And since then, they have been struggling, and there are some elements involved, unknown elements of which they did not specify within his So, folks, these are some of the emphasis that he made.
2024. First statement for immediate release by the 6th post-war Congress Preparatory Committee (CPC). members of the student community, members of the press, fellow Liberians. Today we convene this press conference to officially announce the activity leading to the hosting of the 6th General Congress of the Liberia National Student Union. The National Administrative Council in 8 May 25, 2024 setting in fulfillment of the provision in the Constitution of LINSU, conferred member of the Congress Preparatory Committee (CPC) with a mandate to steer the affair of the 6th General Congress of the Liberia National Student Union (LINSU). In line with the NSC mandate, the Congress Preparatory Committee (CPC) is pleased to announce to the student community and the general public that the 6th General Congress will be held in August. Therefore, the Congress Preparatory Committee hereby announced the following calendar of events. 1. Candidate Congress or election from June 25th to July 22nd, 2024. I repeat. Candidate Congress or election from June 25th to July 22nd, 2024. Four-member union due payment from June 17, 2024 to June 22nd, 2024. Candidate nomination by four-member union from June 24, 2024 to June 29, 2024. I repeat. Candidate nomination by four-member union from June 24, 2024 to June 29, 2024. Candidate registration from June 24, 2024 to June 29, 2024. Publication of qualified candidate by CPC, July 5th, 2024. I repeat. Publication by qualified candidate by CPC, July 5th, 2024. Arrival to Congress, August 16, 2024. Executive Committee election, August 17, 2024. I repeat. Executive Committee election, August 17, 2024. Departure, August 18, 2024.
Manda.
Lonely. Congress, lonely. In closing, the Congress Preparatory Committee expresses appreciation to the National Executive Committee of the Liberia National Student Union for nominating the CPC and the National Administrative Council for its endorsement. We pledge to execute this mandate in a free, fair, transparent, and democratic manner.
Manda. Lonely, free, fair, and transparent, lonely.
I repeat, we pledge to execute this mandate in a free, fair, transparent, and democratic manner. The Liberia National Student Union remains the barometer of national consciousness, charged with the responsibility to critically read the national revolutionary moral compass so as to critically position itself in directing the quest of social justice. advocacy, activism, academic excellence, freedom, and national development. In the case of social justice and academic freedom, these will remain strong. Manda, wait, manda, wait, manda, wait, no, CPC,
so folks, that was the voice
So
of
the
so folks, that was the voice of
question from CPC member. If you did not want to say anything, any member of the CPC, any member of the CPC, and that was the president from the. So, yeah.
Also, thank you. Urias Yimpa, and I do report for DNS Liberia. In your while had addressing the press, you made mention of unknown elements who are in the constant basis of deteriorating the huge cut of the national budget of the Liberian National Students Union. Do you care to detail some of those unknown elements you emphasize on, Mr. President?
So, like I said to you, in the National Student Movement, we have the Bureau of Security Intelligence, Surveillance, and Counterinsurgency. We're informed by said bureau. So we have also seen the demonstration in action by this government for the reduction of our budget that's supposed to allow us to have nationwide quiz tournament, that's supposed to allow us to have nationwide tutorial exercise, the budget that's supposed to allow us to have National Youth and Student Summit. So we are not in the business to call names to the public, but we know them and we'll deal with them. But what I like to also emphasize, like the chairperson of the CPC said, the election will be transparent, free, and fair. And so for us, we like to say to you that this election, this 2024 election of LINSU, will serve as an apotheosis of elections for youth and student organizations in Liberia.
Mr. President.
So we are encouraging all of our student leaders. This is the only time where the CPC chairperson will not be missing. To be here, to get a nomination, you can't register. You have the gallery to go into the process. The go into the process campaign. Once the electorates want to support you, you obviously win the elections. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. My name is Yaki. I report for Punch FM. I want to know if, because you spoke on that the government will reduce the budget of LINSU and step will be taken if the government did not take your budget. What are those steps? And secondly, where the Congress will be used?
So the hosting of the Congress, the venue of the Congress have not been determined by the CPC because there are several other factors that you need to take into consideration before you can determine the venue of the Congress. One is security. Two, the lodging place of our delegates, because you're going to be taking our associate member unions, representative from the Bureau counties. We're also going to be having full member unions from various universities, executive committee members. We're also going to be having representation from the Ministry of Youth and Sports. So you want to have the first thing security. You also want to have what you call lodging place and the feeding, all that kind of stuff. So the CPC is currently engaging with allies. Once we have concluded to them, we then announce to the public about the venue of the CPC. But we can tell you that the CPC, the venue of elections, are always be rotational. When I was in high school in 2009, the Congress venue for LINSU was in Bangabong County. In 2011, was in Zweju, Grangela County. In 2014, later because of co-injunction, we went to 2015. It was held in Kakata, Majidi County. In 2018, we had it in Maserado and Fendel. In 2022, we had it in Zozo, Lufa. So this time around, all of these counties that are hosted those congresses of LINSU since 2009 will not be captured taken to host this 2024 Congress. They are out. So the remaining counties will be the one that we're going to be discussing as to who can host the Congress. So as of now, we have not decided on the venue, but the venue will be announced to the public before the date.
What action to be taken from LINSU when it comes to?
I think we wanted to do a follow-up.
Yeah. The answer to first question, what are the
Steps?
So, like if you see the resolution, one of the steps to be taken is if the government cannot provide adequate funding for our elections, there will be a popular mass action on July 26th. That is one. All the other ones, the Bureau of Security and Intelligence will inform us as to what to do.
No, go ahead, sir.
You talked about dictator dark days under the President Joseph Boakai. I want to interested. They say, I'm talking about the dark days in the running of the LINSU administration because of the low budgetary allotment, or you will not cooperate with the current administration?
So, when I said dark days, like I said, we are looking at the actions of the current leadership. And I think I said that in Latin, they say premeditatio malorum. They say be aware of bad things to happen. So the action of the government to reduce our budget from 200,000 to 49,000, it clearly demonstrates that those who are responsible for youth activities in our country are not willing to work with us. So, like I said, we are about to leave. We are leaving the corridor of student leadership. But we are telling the other comrades that you should be aware of that days ahead of you.
So,
because if your budget can be reduced more than 150%, it means that the startup quo is not willing to work with you.
So we anticipate a mass gathering by students on July 26th.
On July 26th,
if the
condition set by the NSC is not adhered to.
Thank you.
Just for clarity, we want to know what will be the reliance, because you make mention of the national government has not yet allotted anything to the Liberia National Students Union. So where will these funds be taken from in order to conduct the Congress that you have spoken about?
Like I said to you, we are still engaging the government. If they are not willing, we have no intention to stay beyond the 90 days. We have no intention to stay within LINSU. We are professional people. I also want to break the news that I will be graduating from Continental University with a master's degree in environmental science on Saturday. So we think it is an opportunity for the younger comrades to serve the student movement, for them to come around. If we cannot receive the necessary support, like I said, to reach out to allies, we have full member unions, associate member unions, to make sure that we have the transition in a stipulated time by the NSC.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, folks,
Thank you so much.
So, folks, that was the voice of
thank you very much. And
the Liberia National Students Union President, wherein he spoke about key issues that the National Students Union community is faced with, that they are the only statutory insurance statutory institution which they are received a huge deductment of the budgetary allotment to the Students Union, wherein he spoke about the budget from 2,000 has been deducted, massively deducted to 49,000. He spoke about the issues of the Sixth World Congress, wherein that it will be held within August 25, on the date of August 25. And then wherein also make mention of Liberia Students Union is yet to receive the necessary funding in order to conduct Congress, but howbeit they will partners with also